As always, one question per person, please. Real Madrid Televisión, Alfonso Torres. Hello, Mr. This is Alfonso Torres for Real Madrid Televisión. How are the players approaching tomorrow's game? What do you think? Oh, they're doing well. They're focused. Tomorrow's game is very important. It's a great opportunity to play yet another Champions League final. So it's going well. Good atmosphere in the dressing room. We know, of course, that it's going to be a difficult game, but at the same time, we feel confident. We do have a little bit of a disadvantage, surely, but that's something we'll be addressing tomorrow. El Chiringuito, Edu Aguirre. Hello, Edu Aguirre from El Chiringuito. Hello. Lately, people have been talking about Real Madrid's DNA, the sort of magic that you can breathe at Bernabeu. It's almost as if your players weren't able to play football. Like all they achieved thanks to, well, these two things. What do you think about that? Well, tomorrow we'll see a great game between two great teams who have great players, but they're also different teams. Whenever you play a Champions League final, or whenever you make it to, whenever you win a final, for that matter, it's not something you can do out of sheer heart and motivation alone. It's a very important component, it's a very important part of it, but that's not enough in and of itself. There's individual qualities that your players have. It takes a combination of circumstances for a team to win such a great competition as the Champions League. If we win tomorrow, it won't be because we're motivated. It won't be because of certainly the magical atmosphere that we'll be experiencing at Bernabeu tomorrow, as always. No, it will be out of collective commitment. It will be out of the sheer individual qualities of our players. That's it. Fernando Burgos from Onda Cero. Hello, Carlo. UEFA statistics on Madrid's last 5 games indicate that your team has conceded 99 shots on goal. Now, the last game, defensively speaking, as you said yourself, wasn't quite up to standard. It's simply unsustainable to concede 20 shots on goal in each and every game. What do you think about that? That's absolutely right. That's absolutely true. But if we play more defensively, if we bring back our defense line closer to our goal, trust me, we'll be conceding even more shots on goal. In the first leg, I had a feeling that we needed to take our chances, which we did. But let me remind you that when we took our chances, we scored a number of goals against PSG, against Chelsea, and against Manchester City in the first leg. Sometimes you just have to take some chances, and we're good enough that we can do that, thankfully. Sergio Lopez from AS. Hello, Mr. After the first leg, you insisted that you had to improve defensively. Now, Casemiro has come back. Do you think he can help in that regard? Thank you. Yes, I think that Casemiro is going to help us a lot. His return is very much instrumental to our improvement, defensively speaking. But another thing that we'll need tomorrow is collective commitment. All of our players will have to move better, to be more compact. with one another. We have worked hard and long on our defense, and hopefully we'll be noticing some improvements tomorrow. Radio Marca, Miguel Angel Toribio. Hello, Mr. Last week, Guardiola referenced Real Madrid's history in the Champions League, and that's something that Luka Modric just referenced himself. It almost feels like that as soon as Real Madrid step into a Champions League game, their crest comes to life. Now, Guardiola has had an excellent streak, an excellent run so far, and he has actually an excellent streak at Bernabeu. Do you think this will have an impact on the game tomorrow? No, I don't think history will have any impact whatsoever on tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is going to be different. Each game has its own history. They certainly have an edge, and they're aware of it. We have to do our best, certainly, but two things. Number one, it's going to be a tough game, but we have an incredible opportunity. We have an opportunity to play yet another Champions League final. And we've already won the league, the Spanish league. So, you know, the atmosphere is good. It's definitely something we can pull off. Miguel Angel Diaz from Cope. Hello, Mr. Good morning. I have a question about Vinicius. Vinicius is pretty much a star already. You've said before they have little to say to your strikers. You have to work on the defense, certainly, but offensively speaking, your team has been playing very well. And now Vinicius is a starter for sure. He's already scored 18 goals in the season. My question is,
Io credo che Vinicius esta temporada no ha cambiado.
Recommendations did you give him? How did you, Ancelotti, help? Was that this season his position on the pitch didn't change because, you know, he used to play on the flank last year, he's still playing on the flank now. He's improved in terms of scoring. He scores more. But he hasn't improved so much technically, I think, because he was already technically excellent. I think I just made him a little more confident to maybe risk it and then score. That's what changed his confidence. Aside from the early games in the season, Vinicius was one of the players that played the most this season, and I think this has made him more confident and more mature when it comes to making decisions on the pitch. Marca. Mario Cortegana. Hello, Mr. Congrats on the league title. I wanted to ask you this. In the first leg, you were torn between Rodrigo and Valverde. Do you have the same doubt now? Do you have any doubts regarding formation, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, perhaps? No, I don't have any doubts right now. Alaba can't play. Unfortunately, he won't make it back in time, so I don't have any doubts. We know that possibly it's going to be a long game as well. It's not so important who's going to start the game as it is who's going to finish it. La Razón, José Aguado. Hello, mister. You said Alaba won't be playing. I assume Nacho will be playing in his place. Does the defense change a lot when Nacho comes on for Alaba? No, not really. No, the defense system is still the same. Alaba, of course, is a very important player, but Nacho's also played very, very well this season. He's an experienced player, and I'm sure he's going to put on a great performance tomorrow. El Mundo. Abraham Romero. Hello, mister. Good afternoon. A few minutes back, Luka Modric criticized those who say that Real Madrid have been lucky so far in the Champions League. Now, you've been at Madrid for a number of years now, on and off, certainly. What do you think about that? What is your opinion as a manager, as a psychologist, if you will? Oh, I don't know, really. I really don't know. Real Madrid managers traditionally have always been greatly appreciated by the club and by the fans, much like the club's players. And that's the most important thing, I believe. What really counts is being appreciated by those who are interested in passing judgment. So managers, players, fans, that's what counts really. Aside from that, of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. El País, Olivier Lorenzo. Hello, mister. Good morning. We just spoke to Luka Modric, and throughout the season, we asked you a number of questions about Benzema's leadership, Benzema's role within the dressing room. But I'd like to ask you, how has Modric evolved throughout the season as a leader? We know it was difficult for you when Modric wasn't available. How has he evolved throughout the season as a leader within the dressing room? Do you think he's more of a technical leader, so to speak, or does he motivate players on a personal level? I don't think Modric has changed all that much throughout the season. I do acknowledge that Karim has changed a bit, but Luka hasn't really. What has changed, I think, is the perception that people on the outside have of Modric. Luka as a player hasn't changed, but I think what's changed is the way in which he's perceived by other people. He's an exceptional, fantastic, extraordinary professional. And technically, physically, and tactically speaking, he's an incredible player as well. Ivan Martin now from OK Diario. Hello, Carlo. Congrats on the league title. You just said that if you bring back your defense line, it would be conceding even more shots on goal, and that it's all about taking chances. Will that be your approach tomorrow from start to finish? I think the approach we had in the first leg actually was the right one. We just need to bring more quality to it. We need to pressurize them. We need to play a very thorough game. I can confirm that we won't be bringing back our defense line, but there will be moments in the game where we have to play closer to our box. That's what I mean when I say thorough game. Last two questions in English for the British media. Pete Jansen from The Mail, please.
Buenos días, mister. Al principio de la temporada, te preguntó alguien.
At the beginning of the season, you were asked about the fact that no strikers were signed. Now 42 goals have already been scored. There are only 4 or 5 games left before the season ends. So you've scored more goals than ever, basically. Has that surprised you? And have any other players than Karim surprised you throughout the season? Well, I think Benzema has played very well this season. Vinicius has also improved. Asensio has scored a lot of goals. Luka, Tony Kroos have also scored. So yes, I do think that offensively speaking, this team has performed very, very well this year. Sometimes we struggled to score when our opponents sort of defended fiercely and closed up around the box, because we don't have any tall, super strong strikers. That's something we've been able to fix over time. Paul Hurst from The Times. Last question, please.
Hi, Carlo. A question in English, if you don't mind, please. When you were at Everton, you obviously had a few matches against Manchester City, and Phil Foden scored in a couple of those games, I believe. What do you make of him as a player, his progression, and what kind of threat do you think he'll pose to you tomorrow?
Oh, Foden is a fantastic player, really young. I think he's doing really well. I think he's going to have a fantastic career because I think he is a modern striker. He can play everywhere, really fast, really intelligent, really dangerous. I think he was one in this moment, one of the best talent that England has in this moment.